What's up everybody, Thomas here. We're back again working on the 1985 Merkur XR4Ti. So make sure you like and subscribe and check out the playlist. So I'll just cover up, I've done a bit of work on it with off-camera grinding here. I've finished installing the cooling system. It's all hooked up and it's filled up and it's not leaking, which is good. I've got it running again. I've had it running again, except now we've got an issue. It doesn't really have any power and it just kind of idles. So that's the issue I'm hoping to fix today. So I'll give you a quick show of what I did for the cooling system, and then I'll kind of get into what I think will be the problem and what we're gonna have to do in order to fix it for the engine idle, or well, engine power issue, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, so here, as you can see, custom hose installed. The fan is bolted in and installed. Radiator's bolted in. This side has had a replacement bolt installed. Lower rad hose is in. You can see here. Well, anyways, you can see it's got coolant in it. And yeah, all the pulleys are back on, the belt is back on. Everything is pretty much completely reassembled. So, now for the engine issue. So, what I think we're gonna have to do about that is, number one, we're gonna check the timing of the engine itself, and then we may have to adjust the timing, the ignition timing, and hopefully that will kind of bring it back into okayness. Because I did the timing belt on this thing and I did change the distributor up a bit, so either of those could be the issue. So those are what I'm suspecting is the issue. So I'm gonna, because those are the only two things that would really cause effects on the timing and on the idle and overall like running of the engine. So we're gonna start with that, and then after that we'll, if that still doesn't fix the issue, I guess we're gonna have to look into some other things as well. So, well, we'll start with the timing though. So here's the engine. So the first thing I'm gonna do in order to check the timing is, number one, there's a timing mark on the cam gear, and there's a mark on the crank pulley for TDC. So when this cam gear lines, the cam gear, there's a little notch on it. When the cam gear notch lines up with the little thing in the center on, there's a little marker on the inside here. You can't really see it. I'll show you once I get it lined up. And there's a little notch on the crank pulley. I'll show you as well. That should line up with the TDC mark. And that should be the correct timing. So let me grab some tools. So we have here the golden 21. So I'll turn the crank pulley. There's a bit of a side view here, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Cam gear marker, it does line up. So that is BTDC, or TDC, top dead center. And the cam gear is lined up. So theoretically we should be able to go 2 cranks 2 times around and it should line back up. So yeah, so that's our second time around. As you can see, so that little yellow mark down there is the mark for the beat for TDC. See, it's pretty much lined up. You can see in here, that little pointer thing is lined up in the center with that mark there on the cam gear. So this thing is in time. Yes, it is in fact in time, so that's good. So since it is in time, I suspect our problem is with the distributor timing. So what I'm going to do is, let me just grab some tools here. So now that we have the timing marks lined up, we're going to check and make sure that the distributor rotor is on cylinder number 1. So we're just going to take off the distributor cap right here with the blue wires. As you can see, it is pretty much right on number 1 there, so I think that's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to loosen the thing that actually, the bolt that actually holds the distributor housing down. So I'm just going to check the procedure again. Okie doke. So we have to disconnect the spark output connector, which is this one right here. Disconnected. We have to loosen the distributor hold down bolt. Now let's try getting this thing out of here. This might just help a little. Disconnect this wire, tube, and just disconnect this tube as well. This tube is remarkably hard to get off, considering it's not clamped at all. Ah, there we go. Yes, this tube is turned into a rock. I guess it doesn't really bend anymore. Anyways, we got that off. Let's see if this flex head wrenching wrench will get on there. Yes, you can. Should be able to. I think this is the wrong size. Let's see, back with the 17 mil. Let's try that. And yes, okay, so 17 mil does fit. I'm just gonna loosen that somehow. Okay, it's installed. All right, now we install this. Well, maybe it needs this. We'll reinstall this tube, I guess. This is going to be a pain to take off and put on every 5 seconds, but maybe I have something that can do better than this. I'm gonna go see if I have a tube that will work. Will this fit? Is the right size? No. Hoping this might work, but look like the size is big enough. So back on this thing goes. Just lightly though. Put this back in. So, put the distributor cap back on. Okay, re-hook up this. Now, should be able to try and start this thing again. Here we go. Let's try again. running a lot better actually. Like before, originally when I had it running before, you could not get the thing to run. You could not get it to like rev. Like it would not rev, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I've kind of got like a sort of a position of where it's supposed to be. So it seems to run best right at about, right when the TFI module is about 90 degrees relative to the direction of the engine. So relative to the engine, the TFI module needs to be about 90 degrees, maybe just slightly above 90, so maybe like 89-degree angle or so. And that is kind of where it seems to be running pretty ideally right now. So as you can see, kind of. As you can see, it was kind of more out here before, so let me turn it out. It really doesn't idle that well. It really doesn't run that well. I'm just going to take the cap off the what the hell? Come off. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Quite warm. Quite cool, actually. Alrighty, so yes. Got a couple of lights on. Our fuel gauge is quite low, but I think it seems to be reading accurately because I did drain all the fuel out of it. Temperature gauge, not so sure about. We'll have to check the oil after this. See where it's at. I did do a fill on it, so. Aside from that, I think we're doing pretty good here. I just want to make sure that this lower rad hose gets hot before I shut her down. Oh, there we go. It's getting warm now. Yeah, nice and hot now. Cooling fan isn't running yet. I like to see that come on as well. They should start to get pretty warm. Oh, it's missing coolant out there. Oh, it's overflowing. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. I don't really think so. Fan still isn't on. And the coolant is undulating. Oh yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to be doing that. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. I guess it could be water still just, or bubbles. Seems to be bubbles just coming out, so. I guess we'll let it, it's really pouring out of here. Let me grab the container from inside. Or let me grab this bucket actually. Since we'll save this time. Yeah. Okay, the bucket won't fit. Let me grab the container. Oh, now it's really boiling. Okay, I'm gonna shut this thing off. I think it's supposed to be doing that. Whoops. Well, yeah, I don't think it's supposed to do that. I can't be 100% sure, but I don't really think so. I might have to do some, let me grab a little bit of water and kind of wash that off. Just pour some water down over here. That will do, I guess. Okay, maybe we need a bit more coolant in there because it's empty now too. I have to admit, I'm not totally sure what has gone wrong, but that looks like pure glycol. So I think this is pure concentrate. I'm not really sure what's happening right now, but it seems to be blowing steam or something out of this thing. It is quite hot. I'll go grab some more water and mix some more coolant up. Well, it's back at the full mark, I guess. Quite frankly, I'm not quite sure where I've gone wrong with this. So I have to do some research, figure some things out, and rectify whatever cooling issues are left. Now that I know where the distributor is supposed to be mounted, I'm going to tighten that bolt down, make sure that's secured in place so that I don't have to deal with that again. And then I guess I'll reconnect the spout connector and run it again for a few minutes just to make sure it's good. I'm not really sure what I want to do at this point. There we go. Okay. Locked in. Reconnect this. Alright, now this will allow it to advance and retard the timing based on the engine and into there. So let's try that. See if she starts still. That's not bad, not bad. Seems to still be idling fairly well. I'm going to be happy with that for now. It does still have power, so that's good. I am now just going to shut the thing off. Starts up again. Okie doke. It still runs. Well, that was pretty interesting, I guess. Pretty crazy. So, anyways, I think this is going to be the end of today's episode. We did get the problem that I was having fixed, which is good. And so now we can go ahead and try and fix this next problem I'm having now. And yeah, so make sure you like and subscribe and check out the full playlist for everything that we've done so far. New radiator, new coolant hoses. Oh, that's hot still. Lots of new things. And yeah, peace.